Good morning, welcome to 2 Minute Tomatoes. I'm Laura Taylor and I'm here to tell you what's going on in my tomato garden right now. It's July and we finally have our summer weather, so I'm protecting my tomatoes from the heat. You're wondering, well, tomatoes like to grow in hot weather. Yes, they do, but even tomatoes have limits. Once the temperatures get up to about 85 to 90 degrees, a couple of things happen. One is that the growing tomatoes, such as these, can get sun scald and they'll get ruined. They end up with a white shiny spot on them. That's sunburn for a tomato. We don't want that to happen. And also you'll see the flowers right here that we're waiting to fertilize to turn into more fruit. What happens is right around 85 to 90 degrees, the flowers cannot fertilize. It doesn't happen, and then of course there's no more tomatoes. We don't want that. So I use shade cloth in my garden. This is a sample of shade cloth. It comes in 3 different weights: light, medium, and heavy. And once I check the weather report and it says that the temperatures are going to soar up to 85 or anything higher than 85, I use good old-fashioned clothespins and clip the shade cloth to my tomato cages or to stakes or whatever I have to put up there to support it. I don't want the shade cloth right on top of the plants, but I do want it to protect them, to lower the temperature and the effects of the hot sun, especially in the afternoon. You want to be sure to look at the angles of the sun and where trees are and the natural shade that occurs in your yard so that you can make sure to adequately protect your plants. Now I also want to show you what I do to my containers. As you can see, I also have about 30 containers here with tomatoes growing in them, and they need to be protected a little bit differently. First of all, I do use the shade cloth here on all the containers as well as all the plants that are in the ground, but I want to protect the roots of the tomatoes also. So you can see I've taken burlap bags, cut them open, and wrapped them around the containers. These are black plastic containers. They get very hot. So I've wrapped the burlap around, used garden staples to hold it in place. This is going to help protect the root ball so that it doesn't get overheated. While the leaves and the fruit need the sun to grow and ripen, the root ball of the tomato doesn't like to get too hot, so I do want to protect it that way. One of the most important things I want you to know is even though the weather gets really hot, don't be tempted to overwater your tomatoes. Don't check them late in the afternoon. I come out every morning before 9 o'clock to check my tomatoes to see if they need water or not. If the plants are droopy, they get water. If not, they don't. If you check them out in the afternoon around 4 o'clock, I guarantee you the plants will be droopy, you will be droopy, you can go in and have a drink of water, but not your tomato plants. Continue your watering schedule following that monitoring method, and I guarantee you'll have some delicious tomatoes. I'm Laura Taylor. If you want to know more of what's going on in my garden, check out my website at laurataylorathome.com.